Hey, everybody. How you doing today?
Good. How are you? I had my mic muted. So,
Yeah. Always one of you guys.
well, when you're waiting, you got to make sure that you don't say anything bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, Deb, you want to just make sure that we're on Facebook and YouTube and the world's not ending.
YouTube's running just fine. Haven't
No,
checked Facebook.
no,
Facebook is running just fine. Let me check the audio on that. Yep, audio's working just fine there as well.
All right, well, Dan should be here. I'm kind of surprised. He's usually quite on time.
Dan's still awake.
I'm going to give him a real quick call, guys.
This is like 9 o'clock his time, 10 o'clock. Actually.
I know. That's awfully late for him.
Yeah.
He can only deal with the short days.
Well, that's obvious. Where are you?
For reasons.
You're supposed to be on the air, 7 o'clock.
Oh, I thought you meant 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Dan's screwing us, man. He's staying off the air.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Why?
Okay, well, if you want to jump in, I sent you an email, everything else. I got your music queued up and everything else.
Is he a little short on time or something?
Marisa did ask you if you're just a little short on time. All right, well, listen, if you can come on, jump in, we might actually let you come on the show with us.
I'm going to have to text him now.
All right, bye. All right, guys, so it's been a while. This is the first show of the second season. And we'll see how well that goes.
So we got renewed.
Yeah, we got renewed. Yeah. I actually had to switch the button. Okay, let's see. Do we have any comments? No comments. Are we live everywhere?
We are live everywhere. We've got 7 of us watching on YouTube. And of course, I lose it on Facebook. But we were on Facebook. Yeah, there we are. How many we got watching on Facebook? It's not telling me. Well, we're on Facebook.
All right. Guys, we're going to have a little bit of a similar type of show. We're going to give you an update on what the heck's going on. But we really like to get some comments from you guys, what you like to know and what you don't want to know and all the above. But let me start with the quick stuff here, okay? The Kickstarters, such as World at War 85 Swimming the Gap and Space Infantry Resurgence, have all shipped in the U.S. and Canada. Okay, so if you haven't got any notifications, nothing has shown up, you definitely want to open up a support ticket. Okay, and I'm going to create a banner for that because I don't have one, gentlemen. And you want to just tell us how you bought the game, how you bought the game, and then Darren or myself will look you up and see what's going on. Okay. Let me just make this live. Hold on. Okay, that's the support place you go to. You should make an account. It helps us link it better to what you're doing. Okay. I guess the first thing I do is I'll address an issue. It was taking us quite a long time to answer your tech support. Games came in late, as everyone knows, with the ship. And then our college help, which we normally have, was gone, and it came down to Darren and I. Okay. And then I think it was last week. I'm not sure what it's medically called, but I had a whole bunch of liquid in my knee, and they had to take this basically dinosaur needle and suck it out. And it was
They did hit you with that giant needle there.
Yeah, you told me that.
I told you it was going to happen.
And I will say that once I had the needle, it did feel immediately better, but I couldn't even walk, guys. So things got a little bit behind. But for those people who were waiting and rightly upset, we apologize. And I know I stayed up to 5:30 last night, and I must have answered well over 200 support tickets and updated people and everything else. And so that's where we stand with that. Canadian orders, we're going to hit with those. The Canadian orders all should have came from FedEx, okay? All those orders should be basically no special fees, but people are getting either phone calls. Some people, not everybody, are getting then a bill after the fact, Okay, we've already have a call into FedEx. FedEx has not gotten back to me with any type of answer yet, other than they're looking into it. So give it some time. I will get an answer, and as I've always done, I will post it. Okay. On a good news note, okay, finally, we now have our shipment in England in Second Chance Games. And guys, if you live in Britain or anyway in the EU, Europe, we highly recommend Second Chance Games. We recommend you buy our products from them. It saves a ton of shipping, a ton of waiting, and we have a pretty good deal. So I want to give a shout out to Phil and his team over at Second Chance Games. They've done a really good job. Okay. I want to thank them for getting out. They looks like they could very well have all the orders, both Space Infantry and World at War 85, Storming the Gap, out the door. I'm not saying everyone's hands, but out the door by Friday. It may take an extra day or two, so this is not a biblical promise. It is just what we're shooting for. All right. Australia, okay, new problem. Okay, games finally got to EtherWorks. Games went out. Quite a few people got it. There was a slight miscommunication. I'm not going to say it's our fault or their fault, but communication error where the games didn't get, I guess the expansion box and the Solar Assistance didn't go in the first few orders that got shipped. Okay, EtherWorks will be sending you a second box. Will probably more than likely be this week. It will have the missing components. So don't let anyone fret about it. It's not going to cost a difference. It's what we're doing. Okay. And Asian orders. You people are really screwed. Okay. That sickness over there. Chinese government is not letting the warehouse where our games are at go to work. And there's no travel allowed for those facilities. And it's going to go on until at least supposedly next week. Now, we've been told this, I guess, 3 weeks now, Devin, huh?
It's been at least once a week for the last 3 weeks. They've been saying, yeah, no, we're going to let people go back to work. No, we're going to let people go back to work. No, we're going to let people go back.
So I don't know when that's going to clip. Obviously, that's way beyond my control. And the chairman of the Communist Party in China has not called me back, so I don't expect any updates from him anytime soon. I will say this. Some people got all excited because someone from Asia said that they got their game. That is true. But he is at an APO address, which is basically a military base, and it came from us. It didn't come from the Asian warehouse, which is why he got it. And he's in Japan, I believe. So it's not our orders technically shipping from Asia. Okay. Other thing that people have asked, what about Space Infantry Resurgence? Once people started receiving the games, there was missing parts. Okay. Blackwell and I went into the warehouse with Darren, paused everything, and opened up more games than I ever want to do again in my life. Okay. And we found not every game is missing pieces. Okay. And this is my fault. I kind of screwed myself in a way. When we did the rule book, we put all the components in the rule book. And at that point, it was supposed to be one box, one part. It was tight, and I wanted to give you guys room. So we decided, since you guys really did a phenomenal job on both games with the Kickstarters, we added a second box. Okay, 2-inch box for Space Infantry Resurgence and a 3-inch box for Storming the Gap. Well, the problem with that is, if you look at the rule book, it just shows you, it doesn't tell you how it's broken up. That confused people. And a lot of packages, not all of them, but a lot, are missing 4 components. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 2, but it's pretty around the clock, 4 of the components. We did make, and I will try to put the link up for that, a components PDF. It shows everything that should come. It shows what box it should come in. And we highlighted in red the 4 pieces that are more than not missing at times. So let's get with that part first. If you're missing those 4 parts, don't say a word. Okay. We already shipped all those parts to the UK. So everybody in the UK and EU already will have it when the game arrives. You won't have to do anything. Okay. If it is coming from the United States or to United States customers or Canada, this week the plan is to get those out. Actually, this guys show you these should come in a nice white envelope like this. I hate this camera thing. And it will have one of the 4 pieces. Okay. This card was misprint. Okay. And it's card SS08, but SS06 and S006 and S008 were the same card. Okay. So the 8 card can get thrown out and you replace it with this one. These are some of the additional things that are missing. Okay. Which again will be given to you. Okay. There you go. And of course, this double-sided map. Okay. So Australian orders should get them automatically with the expansion box that you didn't get. Okay. So basically, the only people who are really going to be waiting on this a little bit will be the U.S. and Canadian customers. And honestly, they're already here. They're already packaged. Blackwell spent the whole weekend putting them all together. Now, if you, as everyone knows with these games, every now and then you get 2 number 5 maps and not a number 4 map, or you're missing something. It happens. It's just the way it is. Okay. They won't let me beat the people in China to get it right. So this is my only alternative. So if you're missing not one of the 4 things, okay, that are in their components booklet, all you got to do is open up a support ticket. Let us know how you bought it. Okay. If you bought it through the Kickstarter, CrowdX, or you bought it from the website. Okay. Just simply say, hey, I'm also missing this. Okay. One of us may comment or give you a question because some people think they're missing stuff they're not. But we have seen, I think it's 3 orders that are missing additional items. And we will put this in that envelope and mail it all to you together. Okay. Am I missing anything, Devin?
I think that's covering everything, at least for the components for the missing items out of Space Infantry. We need to go over CNC for World at War 85. People are asking about that.
All right. There are obviously some errors, clarifications. Okay. I don't consider clarifications errors. I consider them that everyone learns a little bit differently. Maybe we didn't explain it well enough. Maybe we just didn't understand what we said. It doesn't really matter. So what you're going to see is in the next couple of possibly days, maybe even before the end of the week. It all depends on Keith and Jeff and Blackwell. Okay, but there'll be what we call CNC PDF, and that it stands for clarifications and corrections. So
I love that name, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
I love that name.
It works, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so basically, any mistakes, any clarifications, anything that we just want to make sure you know is going to go in this document. We will publish it, of course, and that is not just for World at War 85 Storming the Gap, but it's also for Space Infantry. Okay, Resurgence. So both of them will have one. Okay, and it should, and it also should have a frequently asked questions section. All you guys have been asking us questions. We've been collecting the questions, and we're going to stick them in the back of the book as well. So it really should be, and we're going to keep it going, and just keep updating as we go along. So that should cover that.
A living document.
Yeah, it's definitely a living document. Okay. All right. You guys, what else we have? Dev, Maurice?
Well, the other big question that I've been seeing come across, the Vassal module.
What's that? No.
I don't know. People ask me about it. I don't know what to tell them.
Okay. Well, first thing I really want to do is, guys, and I mean everyone who's watching this or listens to this, Trent Gardner deserved a gigantic round of applause. He did. He's done more than just make you guys a Vassal module. He really put a lot of time and effort into it, as did Jeff and Keith, and I'm sure he's got other people. All the Vassal modules are sitting right now completed on my desktop. And if I had 15 more minutes, I would have posted them before the show started. So as soon as the show's done, I will post them on the Lock and Load resource section, and I will post them on Facebook, and I will probably attempt to post them on Board Game Geek. Okay. Mark, I see a question about Trial of Strength. I will get to that. I just want to get to all the people who have been, asking these questions, but I didn't forget you, Mark. Okay. and basically, I really want to get your feedback on it. I really think he outdid himself with this. Okay, so expect to see that when the show is done. Okay, what else?
All right, that's it, folks. We're going to shut the show down so that way Dave can go upload it.
I can deal with that.
And that's how you get things done.
Okay. I'm trying to think there was anything else. Oh, you know what? Steve Overton's here. Okay. And people have been asking me about his game, Contact Now. Okay. We're really just working out the last of the graphics that need to be done. The rule book, Steve and Blackwell and Steve and everybody else have been going over it. It's not forgotten. Steve is alive unless something has happened in the last couple of minutes. Okay. And it is actively being worked on by Steve and his team. And Tony Costa is also working on the cards. And we've made some really nice improvements on those. And we're probably going to have him in a show pretty quickly to talk about it. Okay. We're just not quite there yet. Okay. I have no idea when we'll kickstart it. Okay. But that is definitely going to be the plan. Okay. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Johnny Grogan's here. Mark, okay, I guess we'll take your question because you've been waiting so patiently. He wants to know about Trial of Strength, okay? Basically, Maurice is the developer on this, so he's right there. Okay, yeah, no, you, buddy. The game is done. The map is done. The scenarios got done. Who helped you with the scenarios again?
It was Bill and his friend.
Bill Lawson, right?
Yeah, Bill Lawson, yeah.
So Blackwell has to lay those out. It should probably 85% be the next Kickstarter, and it should go in the next 2 or 3 weeks, in my opinion. Okay? And
it's a surprise to Maurice.
Well, I haven't talked to Dave in a little bit, so.
You know, what better way than...
Hey, it's going live tomorrow. Hey, thanks.
No problem. Okay. And good news on the game, Trial of Strength, is Gimpy, Nate Rogers, who runs Gimpy Gamer, has agreed to do the videos training that game as well. So that is the goal there. So we're going to keep doing these videos. People seem to like them. They find it very easy to learn the games. And Trial of Strength is just a great game. I played that in high school and really been a lot of improvements. But I'm probably just going to save that for a different show. Any more details, unless Mark, you got any specific questions you want to know that I didn't answer already. And then put Maurice on the hot spot. I mean, let Maurice be interviewed. and
he's calling me developer. It's more like project manager.
Developer.
Kind of, sort of.
Well, you know what? I made the rule book up, and I know what your name is in the credits.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. People want to know the game after that, which will come pretty much on the heels of Trial of Strength, should be Point Blank. Okay. That also is going to go through. Actually, it's pretty much done. I mean, we've really much made up our minds. We're working on some basically 3D stands that we're thinking of putting in the game to hold the cards up at a slant to help with the concealment instead of having to put them face down and chips on top. We have to see how that works, but that's really a minor thing there. So what else we got on there? Tom's asking about the virus. No, none of us have been sick with that virus yet.
Well, it has a 24-day incubation period, they're saying now, so
that's great.
You never know.
Tom Watt is asking, since he's in South Africa, where will his order be coming from for World of War?
You know, it's always someone's got to give me a question I don't know the answer to. I don't know if it's from Second Chance Games or from us, but it's going to be one of the two. If it's coming from us, it should have shipped already, to be quite honest with you.
Text Aaron.
Yeah, actually, it's not
He'll
bad.
know.
Yeah. No, he won't. He won't be able to find it fast enough. And if it's,
Well, he would know where it would
you know
come
what?
from.
I'm pretty sure it's going to Second Chance Games. But you know what? Open up a support ticket. Let us know where you are. If you haven't heard anything by, say, Friday at the latest, and we'll look it up. Okay. And Mike Healy's here. How you doing, Mike? Chet Bell asked about Space Infantry Kickstarter. Can it still be purchased? The Kickstarter cannot. The game is out, but you can purchase it from the Lock and Load website. And that's store.lnlpublishing.com.
And to be clear, you can order both the main game and the expansion, just not at the Kickstarter prices.
Yeah, basically what we're doing, guys, and I want to make this very clear, the best deal you're going to get is with the Kickstarter. Okay, we raised the price, not tons. I think we raised it. Was it $40?
$40.
And I think we raised it for the CrowdX people, and the whole purpose is, the guys who invest first should get the best deal. Guys who invest second should get the second best deal, and then of course it goes to Lock and Load. Okay, and then on the store. Okay, so you can still get the game. And of course, the next World War 85. Tom, okay, you got a lot of questions, Tom. Okay, Tom, the next World War 85 should be Blood and Fury. Okay, depending upon where we are with everything, you might see that Kickstarter a lot sooner than you anticipate. It will go a lot faster. Okay, it may even surpass the 2 Kickstarters I just told you. Okay, simply because we don't have to do the rules. The maps are pretty much done. What is being worked on, and Jeff Schulte, he is making another monster map, okay? And it's going to be, we're calling it the Soviet A Bridge Too Far. It's going to be a lot of airborne drops, grabbing bridges, and the monster plan here, and it's okay, if it works well, okay, but they're still working on it, so I'm not going to say nay or yay. No more. Darren just said no more tickets. I don't know what that means. Maybe he finished them all the help desk tickets. But it's going to be so you can take both games and play them together. Both monster maps. We're going to keep this going. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous, but I've noticed a lot of you guys are ridiculous. Okay, Darren just said South Africa shipping is out of Second Chance Games. So there you go. Okay. Second Chance Games will be doing the South Africa order. Thank you, Darren. Notice he never comes online. You guys notice that?
Is he watching, or did he just?
No, he's got to be watching.
Come on, Darren, get on.
Yeah, well, I mean, last time he came on, he couldn't say anything. Oh, what he says is no. What Darren right. Really saying is not that there is any more tickets to do. He doesn't want any more tickets.
Everybody, open up a ticket right now.
Yeah, just say hi, Darren.
He appreciates it.
That's right. So, okay. So we, so anyway, the other thing that is, we're not sure we're going to be able to release it this World War 45 Blood and Fury game, but there's a strategic game that's being worked upon that we're hoping is either will be just a strategic game that's fun and quick. Okay. Or what we really want to try to do is find a way to break it down and decide what game you want to play on. Okay. It's only going to be in Europe. It's not a world war, the world over or anything like that. Okay. So just you guys know. Okay. Let's see. Mike wants to know if we're going to be at Gen Con. Mike, I will guarantee you we're not going to be at Gen Con. Okay. Now I hear there's a working group there, and I believe
the Insurgency.
Right.
Dave Thompson is on the Facebook with us right now, I believe, and he's part of that with Harold Buchanan.
Well, you know what? When I went, it was never anything with war games. Okay. I got furries, I think they're called, and all kinds of other strange things like that. But, maybe if there's enough of a war game audience, we would consider going. The problem is it really is hard to go to that and WBC. And we're really kind of committed to WBC. And it's 90% war games there. I mean, probably 99% war games, honestly.
And about 69,000 people less.
Yes, that is important, and
Definitely helps.
And not only is it less people, but 68.9 of those people are non-word gamers anyway.
Sure.
So, Mark wants to know big map. Okay, guys, here's the deal with the big map. Okay, and Darren will text in a minute to start cursing me about the big map. The big map. The problem with that map is this. The software that we use to run this store does not know how to process tubes. So it was telling you it was like $128 to $158 to ship this stupid tube to anybody. Even in the United States, it was cheaper, but it was still outrageous. We cheated by making an option on the store to say where you are, add the proper shipping. But when you did that, you had to tell the store that there was no shipping required. When we did that, it didn't take anyone's addresses. Okay. So that was the problem. Some people didn't even select a thing. It locked up the system. It was just a problem. So the programmer, and his name is Bobby, all applause to Bobby because Bobby has fixed quite a bit of stuff for us. Bobby is looking at how to make an exception shipping order for those things. And once I make sure that the map can be shipped and it's not going to be some outrageous price, we will make a limited allotment of those maps again and make them available. I will announce it. I will let everyone know. So
it was $110. Darren just said.
What did he say?
It was $110 for the shipping.
Yeah,
he was just making sure you had it correct.
Yeah, of course. It sometimes feels like a second wife.
Second life, only life.
No, wife.
Wife.
Oh, wife.
And he just texted Dave right now. You can tell.
Okay.
First wife. He's texting.
He sometimes tries to grab for that. Let me tell you. Okay. You see. What else do we have, guys? Does Space Infantry? What's APEC? Shipped from China too? I don't know what that means. Do you?
I'm guessing it's the X-Pack, the expansion.
Everything comes from China. Came from China for this particular thing. When is Grenada coming, Pete?
I've been hearing a little bit more rumbling about that on the Discord channel.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to call. I mean, from what I understand, it's pretty quick.
When the coronavirus is over.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to see where he's at with that. Asian Pacific. Oh, there. Okay. Sorry, Tom.
Well, I mean, just to put things in perspective, they're talking about how this is going to affect Apple, and there may be a shortage of iPhones and other iOS devices worldwide due to this. So it's not just lock and load that's being affected. The entire world economy is being affected. And I know that everybody, whoa, wait a minute. How the heck are you still awake at 10:30 at night?
Buddy, that's not a lock and load game behind you. What the hell? Oh, boy.
He's punch drunk. That's what it is. It's 10:30 up in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
I
told you could have came online and sing the new music a cappella for us.
Better than me singing it.
Or me.
Good way to empty the room.
Hold on. Let me change the background here.
I'm only teasing.
Show everybody your new house that you got from all the Patreon. Look at that house, man.
Yeah,
Patreon's been good for him.
Really?
Lifestyle of a YouTube commentator, I tell you.
I mean, I didn't think you could get a house that nice with all the drugs.
He's running people across the border. He's a coyote.
Well, he should.
Canadian into America
for the Canadian American smuggling operations.
What's going on? What's the scoop?
Some of you, I'm sure you guys know, but a lot of you don't. Dan is not only a musician, and a very good one, but he's also a composer. And one of the things we're going to tell you is our new Steam page and some of the computer games coming out. But I went to Dan and I asked Dan about making some custom music for us. And basically, after some very hard corporate fighting, basically Dan has agreed to be our in-house musical source, and I guess sound effects too to some degree. And the very first thing we're going to be doing is a soundtrack for Lock and Load Tactical, the base game. And there's the cover. And we just take away one of the banners, guys. Hold on.
And it'll be done when? Friday, Dan?
That's yeah.
Just say Friday. Yeah, you're right. Friday. We just don't. We're not going to tell you the week
or the month or the year
or the year.
Well, but there you go. So anyway, there's that's the album cover, and if you guys buy it and help fund Dan's new pool and wing, what we're going to do is we're going to make music that's themed per the game. So if it's a Vietnam module, okay, it will have some 60s sounding music, I guess, and music that fits the time period. If it's the 80s, I don't know if he's going to be able to sing German 99 Balloons, but that's it. But I got something for you guys to listen to. Okay.
It's Dave singing 99 Luftballons.
In Spanish. No.
Ooh.
But this is I guess it's not done yet, guys. So if you don't like it, tell Dan it sucks and you want to change it. But it's the first piece, part of the first piece, and give you a little listen here. So, what do you guys think of that?
Is that for Heroes of the Nam? Because that's definitely got an acid rock feel to it.
It's just for the Lock and Load digital. It's not really for Nam. It's just for a theme song that we really like.
Nice.
And like I said, it'll have some. Part of the plan Dan and I have is when I was at Matrix and we were doing War in the Pacific, we came up with I came up with the idea of making it more than just music. And if Tokyo Rose, she used to broadcast to the American troops, talking about baseball scores, play big band music, and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of throw some of that in there, whether it be in North Africa with Access Sally, or it's the 80s and it's so-and-so DJ, and throw some of the events or some of the scores and stuff, just so it's not just music. So it throws a little bit more in there. It's just, like I said, it's just flavor. We're also going to put a track or two. I believe this is not really so much Dan as it might be me, but Dan may clean it up so it actually sounds good, where it's just background combat sounds. So if you took your, MP3 or whatever the kids are using these days, and you want to loop a couple of combat sounds that you're playing low in the background, I guess more or less for ambience. It's kind of like a waterfall or fireplace sound, stuff like that.
It won't be the same ones that was on the digital beta, right? The pew pew, bang bang.
No, those are custom sounds by Tom.
Remember those? Those were fun.
Yeah, well, that's why we felt we had to step up the game a little bit after.
Well, that early beta or alpha, whatever it was, that was fun. It was like, it was funny.
Yeah, he was going pew pew pew.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know. Joe Hardy was asking that he said he really enjoys Wing and a Prayer. It fits the great niche between the single-playing games like B-17 Leader and more strategic-only games. When will we see another aviation-based game from Lock and Load?
Wow, I can honestly say no idea. We did have an add-on to that game that I guess we kind of dropped it. It was for the Mediterranean. It's 8th Air Force is in Europe. What was the Air Force down below? Down in Italy. I know in the game there's an actual chit for that Air Force, but I don't know. I can't remember the number of it. So we don't have any plans. What we're just moving forward, guys. Darren says never. What the plans going forward is, what we're going to do is do 2 or 3 Kickstarters, maybe 4 Kickstarters, get them all together, print them all, ship them all. Now, we may print here in the States. Darren and I have been researching that. We may go back to China. Some of the things that we're looking to do is make sure there are no add-ons. Okay, and the reason is, and this all falls to me. I have to give Darren a pass on most of this. Okay, is we let you guys buy Nations at War, and as we were processing it, we decided to ship it directly to England. Well, that means that Nations at War game had to be shipped separately directly to England. Coffee mugs, T-shirts, that type of stuff. So I think you're going to see an elimination of that. But what we want to do is pre-box the games. So for argument's sake, you would get a big box. It would be double-layered wall box. So it should be able to take a nice pounding. Okay. We had some damaged games, but honestly, it was so low compared to the amount of games we shipped. I mean, I don't even think it's 0.1%. So we did really well there. And what we're simply going to do is put all that stuff in one box and then ship it either from China, and we have to see what we can do about friendly shipping, okay, how that will work, okay, and just have everything leave China through a fulfillment house for Kickstarter all at the same time. Because one of the things I didn't like was the shipping company told us, oh, it takes about 4, maybe 5 weeks to get there, but they allocate 60 days. And that's barring that they actually get the container on the right boat. As if you guys don't remember, they gave me 3 containers and they were wrong, or 3 ships and they were wrong. Some idiot left a container in Germany, and it took them all that time to figure that out, and why it took so long. So I like to see if we can just ship it directly from China. You get it, the box is prepackaged from the printer. We do it that way. Label goods stuck on, out the door it goes. And they claim it takes them 2 to 3 weeks to ship. Now, it may take a little longer to get to you, but it's still faster no matter how you slice it, even for the people in the United States. The only country that we can't really do this with yet is going to be Canada. Canada, in order for it to come from China, it's $38. Yeah, your country sucks like that, buddy. I'm sorry, Boucher.
It's bad enough to ship from America to Canada.
A 5-pound box to ship it from China to you, okay, is $38. Now, that's all Canadian issues, nothing to do with China or us. Now, same 5-pound box going from China to my door is $10.67.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Well, now let's take a look. Is this 38 Canadian dollars? Because that's
$2.
like $2.50 US. You know,
that was US dollars.
Wow, that's like
Wow,
4,000
that
American or Canadian.
Yeah, and
that is huge.
That's not counting the picking and packing and the insurance and all the other stuff. So it'll probably be
Crazy.
$20, $25 to ship a game, but you'll get it a lot faster, and everybody will be getting it shipped at the same time. I mean, it had to be pretty tough for our EU and UK fans to sit there watching everyone open the games up and woohoo! I couldn't even get their games off the stupid cargo ship.
Well, the other thing too is how much is this coronavirus that we keep joking about? How much of that is going to have residual effects across the entire economy in China? What kind of delays is everyone going to be looking at? Because
I think
Lockload's not the only publisher of games.
Well, I put it this way. I know it's going to affect Academy Games. I know it'll affect me. I'm sure it'll affect Flying Pig. They use the same printer we do. I'm sure it'll affect a lot of different companies over there. And I know Danvers and Games, doesn't use the same printer, but it's in China too. And so that's why we're looking to print it here in the States. And if we print it in the States, again, it'll be a lot. If we print in the States, we're going to box them up and then do the same deal we're doing with Second Chance Games regardless. Okay? Because basically, Phil and I cut a deal, and Darren worked out the details where they're going to carry a large portion of our inventory. So we're going to push people towards second chance games. People really like them. They do a great job. The communication's good. And most importantly, customers get the games.
Yeah. Yeah. But the other thing too is not just, I'm not even talking about just Lock and Load or Flying Pig, GMT, Compass, whoever. I'm talking about the entire economy. And also bear in mind that war games are the only thing that we care about, but it's like this much compared to the board game industry as a whole, because, people are buying 15, 25,000 copies of games, or they're ordering them and they're having them shipped over. Whereas war games are much smaller, orders than that. But overall, I think it's just the entire economy. Is how much is it going to affect? We don't know. And it's going to be, I think this is actually going to have a real effect. Whereas the trade thing that was going on between Xi and Trump,
I had a real effect.
Didn't really.
I think almost in some ways that
it did, but I mean, it's not something that's going to be as visible as this. This is going to be a very visible effect that people are going to be feeling for a few months, I think.
Yeah, this is from everything that are leaking out of China. This is going to put the entire country to a standstill, and it's going to put it to a standstill for a very long time. So like we were mentioning earlier, Apple and us and just anything and everything that's done in China, which admittedly is most of the stuff that's gets sold here in America is produced in China. Yeah.
Walmart shelves are going to be bare.
Yep.
Well, like I said, Darren and I are already looking at the printers here. We've talked to a few companies, and I think a few American companies might try to take the opportunity to really kind of get back in the market.
They're gonna have to bring the prices down. They're gonna have to bring the prices down.
The volume goes up, the prices usually go down, and that's usually what board gamers. I mean, the great printers. I can't think of their names, but they're out of Philadelphia, and Against the Odds magazine uses them, and a lot of other guys, and a lot of the board game companies used to get together and do
bulk
bulk ordering together to get the price down, which is good for counter sheets and stuff, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard with when you're doing complete games.
And I think right now this is a great opportunity for American printers to get part of that market, but I'm wondering how many of them will say, you know what, we're in demand now, so we're going to up our prices. And I think that would actually do more damage to them in the long term than the few extra bucks that they'll make short term. So if they're smart, they'll jump up and say, hey, we want your business long term, and we'll take a little bit of a hit now, and we'll prove that we can do the same as they do, even though they can't match the price exactly.
Darren's saying from his research, the prices are going to stay up because the demand is going to exceed the ability, which is, I'm sure, accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, I see. Where is he? T-1. You know what? I'm really sorry that you've been tormented with all those pictures, buddy. I know that had to be pretty sweet. But I don't want to ship them by boat if I can mail them over to everybody, because it just cuts that weight down, because they get 60 days. After that, a big thing happens. They officially tag the cargo late. And what that means? Absolutely nothing. Okay.
Means that it's late.
Yeah, they get a late tag and they start seriously worrying that they may have lost it. Okay. It has no other value. It doesn't lower the price. You don't get a discount. They just don't care.
They look to see if there's any icebergs in the area, and
looking for ships then.
Exactly. I've been waiting 84 years. Don't have any of the Kickstarter backers saying that, but
real quick, I did want to point this out. Chet Bell was asking, is OG going to do another World of War playthrough? So you can obviously see why I'm self-centered on this one. His last one is great. Thank you. You have very low entertainment standards. Yes, I will be doing more videos. I've kind of been holding off waiting until we get the Vassal module, because I've already got about a dozen guys that have thrown down the gauntlet at me. So yeah, we will be seeing more videos from me on it.
And just for those who may have come late, the Vassal module will be released, all of them, for the World at War 85 Summit again, and the starter kit, and all the expansion packs. The second I get off this particular podcast.
Well, it won't be the second. It'll probably be about 15, 20
minutes. It'll probably take me about an hour, but by the time I get to it and upload it and type and everything else. But
hey, look, there's a K Tracton, isn't he that internet famous guy?
He is as big as like Mark Herman, I've heard.
Wow.
I know, right?
Get him on the show quick.
Well, the funny thing is we had to bump Mark Herman to bring Keith on. Yeah,
wow.
And
It's a pretty big deal. He's more than internet famous.
Yep.
Now, I don't know why he's online though, because he's supposed to be fixing the CNC for World War 45. So
He could be doing both at once.
Busted.
Oh man, Tony Costa's there, man.
Yeah, Tony, the gentleman I was talking to. He's doing. I don't know. Maybe I can show one or two of his little new things there. Somebody probably get mad at me for that. But hold on. Do I have the new data cards right here? Tony, if you drop me an email with just one of the new cards, one Soviet, if you can, if you want to, and I'll put it up there for people to see. I don't have it right in front of me on my screen. And then Steve Overton wants to know, we're going to cswdallas.com. I doubt it, Steve. I really doubt we're going to go. If I do, it's because Shane and I hopped in my car, told my wife goodbye, and I just left. Okay.
And he's not coming back because she won't let him.
Yeah. Well, that's the case. I'd definitely be going because she'd be telling me to. But
hey, wait a second. There's a CSW in Dallas?
Yeah, I heard you were going. I know Kevin Sharp's not going. And by the way, guys, if you're going down to CSW Dallas, I know Steve Overton's going to be there with Contact Now. And Steve, it's the pot to beat you $50 or $500 that they beat you at your own game. I forgot what you told me.
5,000, I thought it was.
No, I know it wasn't five. I think it was 500.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. I think it's 500, but then he said Canadian, so 50 cents.
It might have been pesos.
Well, it's just Texas, so that would actually be more useful.
Okay.
He'll be there with Red Eclipse.
And what else we have, guys? Oh, Al, Red Sox fan. How you doing?
Buddy of mine, good to see Al around.
And let's see.
Mr. Never Been to Europe's popped in.
He said the Vassal modules are already on Facebook and on the Vassal site. So someone beat you to it.
It can't be on Facebook. Well, it might be on Facebook. I don't know. I'll let
in the group.
If it is, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because now the old starter kit was Trent did update all the new features we put into this Vassal module. He updated also in the starter kit. We're waiting for Vassal just to approve them. So ours will probably out first. So Steve says Dave pays the winner.
Actually, I'm looking at the Vassal website right now, and it's got all Storming the Gap, Defense of Frankfurt, Storm and Steel, Drive on Gießen, starter kit. Yeah, it's already up for download.
So it's all up there, guys. So I have to do it now. I will put it up on Lock and Load, and we will put it on the Facebook pages. But for those who can't wait, you can start downloading it right now from the Vassal site. Key Traction says $5 million.
$5 million.
It's announced on Facebook, but no files yet, Mike is saying. Okay, Mike, well...
but they are, well, let me see if I can actually download them. They've got them listed. They've got the
yeah, they're downloading.
Yeah, they're downloading.
All right. Dan, I don't know if Dan is sleeping or he's just not quite awake yet. But, we woke him up, folks. I'm sorry. I mean, he had to put a T-shirt on and everything. And by the way, I got a cooler T-shirt on this time than you do. See?
Wow.
There you go.
Dan's like, let me go back to sleep.
You know, I'm actually trying to spell Vassal. I'm having a hard time.
Moune. All right, guys. If everyone starts downloading Vassal
and bringing Vassal to crashing halt,
it's not spelled like Tom Vassal's name. It's VASSALENGINE.org. That is the website.
That's the thing.
VassalEngine.org.
It's the .org.
ENG.
vassalengine.org.
Oh,
If I could send a link here in the chat, but I can't. I can.
okay, so do I go just to check them out? Do I go on Vassal Engine modules?
Vassal Engine, just go to the link.
Yep. Then you want to click on the modules tab, and then from the modules tab, you'll see A through Z. Click on W for World at War, and then that's all listed on alphabetical order. On my screen, it's the middle column, almost all the way to the bottom.
Or just go to the link I put in the private chat.
Game, no issues, right?
Or just do what Maurice did. Yep.
Hey, Tony says he sent me an email. Hasn't come in yet, Tony, but should be here soon, or any second. I'm going to put the second piece of music Dan gave me that he's working for Lock and Load Tactical. So hold on, you can listen to this for a second as I check my files.
That's one of my favorite pieces that you've done. I really love that.
It's not bad. It came out really good, except it sucks real bad now that I hear it. It's like, oh God.
Well, it's not because you're not hearing it, through the proper speakers. You're hearing it played, and
I'm gonna. That's more of an opener type piece because it's got that John Williams horns there, very reminiscent of Star Wars.
I like how it's got that little, violin piece there, that the strings area, and then it finishes off with the horns.
I'm easily entertained, guys. So but I thought it was. I actually enjoyed the music quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, I got. Let me see. I'm going to see Tony. We are going to try to put this image up right now. So let's see how I can break this. Hold on.
You don't believe it or not, I've never played Vassal. I don't even know what's going on.
You can't spell it. How the hell are you playing it?
That's why he's never played it.
You're gonna want to have someone walk you through how to set up the files. It's a lot easier than it used to be, but there are a couple tricks to setting it up. You're gonna want one of us to off air walk you through it.
I just can't click on the linky thing and it happens.
Yeah, Dan. It's like taking an old VHS and trying to record a show at a certain time. Good luck.
12.
Wait, that was supposed to change?
No, I told my brother. I said, "Are you a time traveler?" All right. Here is one of the cards Tony has made. Okay, why is that not working? Damn it, I did it wrong. All right. Wait a second, guys. I got to do this stupid thing again. I did it wrong.
And here he is picking on Dan for technology, and he can't get it right.
I can run Vassal, though, damn it. All right. There it is, folks. This is Contact Now. It's one of the cards. Basically, I really can't talk too much about it. I do know that smoke is smoke and transport. There's really not much else here, but you can see that there is progress being made on it. And when I'll probably have Tony and Steve on the show soon, and they can kind of give you a much better lowdown on how this is and what this is doing. Now you notice Steve Overton went very quiet, so I don't know if that's a good sign, Tony, or a bad sign.
Steve, speak up. Wait a second. Steve's quiet? That's like Dan being quiet. What's up with that?
I don't know. Dan's been kind of quiet.
Dan's got an excuse, though. It is like, late by him for his.
Well, and, we converted from Canadian nighttime to U.S. nighttime,
Guys, I'm going to put the link on. Thank you, Maurice.
Why are you listening, Steve?
Okay, comments.
We were talking about your game. Thought you were going to chime in.
Hey, OG.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just looking at a picture of tank on tank, just like a JPEG file there of the Vassal.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look that complicated.
Well, it's not that complicated. It's just how to set up the modules in with the extensions inside. If you download the Vassal module itself and just double click on it, it's kind of self-explanatory. Then you can just double click on the module you want to add. It's the extensions for the Storm and Steel and the Frankfurt campaign. It gets a little bit tricky on what folder to put that into, so that when you open up the main World at War file, then you'll get the access to the expansions as well.
Now, I mean, I'm using a Mac. Is that a problem?
Shouldn't be a problem. It's the same way for between.
I use a Mac. There's no problem, Dan. Hey guys, now that Steve is talking, he's really listening. He's not good at typing. Hey, anybody got any comments about the card that Tony sent us?
Isn't that the tank Tony used to drive?
I don't know. Tony, that's a question for you, buddy.
Steve's typing for him too, I think.
Guys are merciless.
Got to keep you entertained if you're going to be tuned in.
That's right.
Tarot-sized cards, so that's going to be good. Now, here's a question I got for Steve, and for you too, David. When it comes to layout, that bottom's a little empty. Is there any plans on doing anything?
Like I said, it's not empty. It's just not. It doesn't have everything there yet.
Okay.
Because it's
So yes, that was. That's right. I would not know anything about an M1A1 because we get the hand-me-downs when you guys were in the M1s. We had M16A2s, which the Army didn't get for a little while.
I heard the M1A1 is a bit rinky-dink. Is that true?
Well, against the Canadian snowballs, maybe, but I think
Nah, it's a great vehicle.
Man, I was talking to oh my God, I forget his name. Anyways, and he said that anytime he had to play with the Abrams man, he said, "What a fantastic machine!"
Except it is a gas guzzling beast. I mean, tanks overall, people don't realize that. They see there's a lot of misconceptions about tanks in general. Like, oh, you just drive through buildings, and the thing that kills me when they show all the tanks driving through the building, they always show with the gun tube forward. Show me a crew that does that, and I'll show you a crew that's going to be taking that thing and trying to put it back in a battery because it's going to knock the gun out of battery. You're going to you're going to traverse it around to the rear, then you're going to go through it, and only after you've really surveyed the house. Otherwise, you're going to screw up your tracks. You're either going to knock a track off, you're going to break a torsion bar or something like that, or you're going to get hung up on something. Oh yeah, tanks are great vehicles, but they're not. This invincible beast that they make them out to be in the movies. They can be in the right environment, but they can also be a little finicky and a little gentle. Yeah, need some gentle care too as well.
And don't drive them through wire.
No,
really,
you don't want to drive a tank through wire. The crew's going to spend like the next 5 hours untangling all the wire from in between the tracks and the track wheels. You don't it's not recommended.
Steve's like, so you use a lot of gas. You got a lot of extra JP4 hanging around there.
Hell, we use JP5
tank like that.
Well, it might be JP5. I'm not sure. I know back in the day it was JP4. I think it was.
When I was in an 88, we were using JP5
for the M1s.
Oh, that was just jet propulsion fuel, and the M1 uses the
they have turbine
engine,
so maybe JP5.
Yeah, maybe JP5. So
what the hell are you guys talking about?
Fuel type.
Fuel. The tank uses jet fuel.
Yeah.
It's got a jet engine in it. Yeah, it's a turbine engine.
You're thinking of the older tanks like the M60s. They were diesel.
We just broke Dan again. I'm sorry, we broke Dan again.
Like, you guys serious? It's got a jet engine.
Yes.
Yeah. It's turbine.
Absolutely dead serious.
And it flies.
It hovers a little bit.
So what happens in the sand, man?
What do you mean what happens in the
nightmare.
sand?
It's a nightmare to do
You said it's a
maintenance.
turbine engine, and any little grain of sand is going to ruin that.
Air filters. That
they
gets
got
all
that?
filtered out, which is what happened. That was a problem that the M60 had. I mean, the M1 had in Desert Storm that the M60 did not have. They had a lot of problems with the, air filters at first. They got it ironed out before the 96-hour ground war, but there was a lot of issues that they had in the run up to that with the M1. The M60s for the Marines did not have that problem. And then after Desert Storm, that's when, they started phasing out the M60s and they went to the M1s for the Marine Corps. So everybody was on M1s.
They're kind of like helicopters. You put more time in maintenance working on them to keep them running than you actually do operating them.
I got Darren White like messaging me and he's saying bad things to me.
So say bad things to him back.
Exactly.
I just told him to kiss my grits.
He's a bully. Don't take it from him.
Yeah,
You
he is
get
a
him right
bully.
back.
Yeah.
You swing, you'll hit him in the knee.
Well, damn, be very careful. He's from Texas. He likes grits.
Get a little bit of honey on with the grits.
Yeah, a little butter, a little.
Good stuff.
What's the matter with that guy?
Oh, I can't even go into that. His wife will easily get online and tell you, though.
And he just gave me a happy face with 2 hearts in his eyes.
We love you. We all love you, Dan.
I'm gonna heave.
And of
So
course,
Mike says that the M1 does fly. Of course, you need to load it into a C5 first. Yes, a Galaxy will get it to fly, but also if you have the right speed and you've got, a small enough ditch or something, it still will fly over that.
Now, what does it cost to fill up a tank of gas?
Depends on the price of fuel. If it's $1.98, then it's a lot.
I mean, jet fuel's got to be a little bit more expensive than regular gas.
Just a skosh.
it's much more flammable.
Who's paying for that?
We all,
Taxpayers.
not you. In your case,
Well,
we're not.
me.
Tony said JP8.
He would know better.
I thought it said JPEG. JPG. When I looked at it, I was like, JPEG? What the? Oh, JP8. Oh, I see.
All right.
I mean, I got so many questions. Who refines that? Oh my God.
Exxon.
Exxon.
No idea.
It used to be Enron, but they had a problem.
Isn't it Halliburton?
All right. Let's see. Some other things, guys, real quick. Someone was asking about our Steam games. Just so you know, I gave out some preview copies. Devin,
What? I've given you my feed. I've given you all but one thing that you've asked for me from
right.
those.
I gave it to Devin, Kurt from what's his page called?
ID Jester.
Jester. I gave it to a gentleman at the War Gamer, but I think he's away for a week or two.
Oh, you did get in contact with them.
Yeah, but really, we have a really nice chat.
Okay, good.
But we're going to be having some video playthrough. Kurt, if you're still there, as soon as you're ready, let us know of Victory and Glory, the American Civil War. And I don't have any screenshots set up, but we have gone over it before. You can find our open games at Tank on Tank, Command Ops 2 for Panther games. Those are the 2 that are on there now. We're going to be very close to doing some early releases for Lock and Load Tactical. I got quite a bit of video to show of that. Again, it's just time, guys. We have Nations at War, and that's going to have 2 download kits for the White Star Rising, and hopefully relatively quickly followed by Desert Heat and Stalin's Triumph. Okay. Someone's asked me about the counters. I'm just going to go over this really fast. Nate made a video about it. If you buy the games right now, any of the Nations at War, it's just upgraded. Everything you need is in the box. Don't buy a single other thing. Okay. If you already had the games and you want printed counters and updated player raids to the new style, and I forget what else is in there, but whatever else is in there, get the upgrade kit. Okay, it's pretty much really close to what we're paying to have it made up anyway, but you don't have to buy the whole new game. And if you just already bought this stuff over a period of time, as far as the tables and stuff, you can buy just the counters. The cost of the counters is simply what the warehouse charges to pick and pack, guys. Okay, so we're not really even charging you for the counters. It's just a matter of get it. So it says 50 cents because that's the first pick fee, and then each additional pick after that is $2.50. So it's $2 after that. Okay, so you can get one, you can get none, you get them all, and you don't have to buy anything. And I just stress this again. You can go on to our resource section and download everything and just print out the counters and stick on the back of the counter you have, and you don't have to buy anything. So it's not a must purchase thing. We made it available for those who wanted it. And Second Chance Games has some. There are not a lot of them, so if you're interested, let them know. Okay. And just as our Twitter, in case you want to find us on Twitter, I'm not a big person on Twitter. I just kind of regurgitate what Maurice posts. And some other guys. Joe Toppin has been playing a lot of World at War 85. He's got a lot of good comments. And the best place, because I'm not there, guys, ever. You're barely, again, Devin's going to have to drag me kicking and screaming. But there's a Discord server, okay? So I'm going to say if you're looking for someone to play Vassal on, you might find somebody on a Discord server looking to jump on over and play. I think is a good choice. Okay.
We actually got Stefan, our friend from our Francophile from Canada.
Yeah.
He finally joined the Discord, and he's looking to do some lock and load tactical work using the voice comms in Vassal and in Discord, and using the Vassal module to do instruction gameplays, because the man knows the rules for lock and load tactical better than anyone alive, I think. So if you have any questions about Lock and Load Tactical, jump in the Discord. He's the man to ask. I'm in there all the time. You want to know World at War? Come in. You want to know you have any questions about any Lock and Load publishing products? Jump in. If I don't have it, someone else there does, or we can get you to the right place that's got the answer.
And this guy Stefan, where is he from? You said Canada. Canada's 5,000 kilometers wide.
Yeah, but you only got like 2 square miles of actually occupied territory, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's Francophile, which would probably put him around the Quebec or Montreal area.
I'm sure he's in Quebec.
Yeah. So
he's a Quebecer, like you. So you probably know him.
You haven't reached out to him or anything, huh? Wow.
What's up with that?
Yeah, really?
What, are you talking to me?
Yeah. You got
live.
Well, yeah, but now you can call him up, offer him some mushrooms and wine, and play Lock and Load Tactical, man.
Not the poison ones either.
He's a great instructor for Lock and Load.
He knows that game inside and out.
So okay, I mean, maybe he's from the Montreal area, so he's about an hour away from here.
Just say if you want an excuse, let's say you're over on the West Coast. Who cares? But I'm just saying, if you got a war gamer, he plays war games close by. I'm going to guess he's French. He likes wine. I don't know.
What's his last name? Does anybody know his last name?
Yeah, hang on a sec. I can bring it up.
And while you guys are doing that, I got a quick question.
Tanguay.
Tanguay?
Tanguay. T-A-N.
Tanguay. Am I wrong, Dan?
Tanguay.
Yeah,
however it's pronounced.
It's not your fault. I mean, Mo's a hockey player at heart, so he knows all the French names.
Tanguay, right?
Mo said it perfectly.
Yeah. But I do have a question for those that are watching and listening on Facebook and YouTube. Is there any interest in joining a Slack channel for Lock and Load?
Okay, what the hell is that?
Slack is like Discord.
Slack is kind of like a Discord, but it's you just have the app on your phone and you just can chat away. And
okay.
What's that?
I got this stupid Twitch thing here. I got to get my 16-year-old son to even get it up there. It took us like a month just to get that to work. Okay.
Well, no, because remember, this is something that I set up last year. We just never moved forward with it. So there is a Slack channel if anybody is interested. We can
links so I can post them on.
Start that going. But I was holding off because we were just waiting on because we're trying to get other stuff done. So you were like, hold on.
How happy I was to hear that I would never have to see Discord again. That has to be the most annoying software. I mean, Steve said the same thing I've ever run in my life.
If you're trying to set up a channel or you're trying to moderate, it's god awful horrible. But if you're just going in there to chat and use the voice comms, it's not that bad.
Isn't that what the dating apps are for?
I don't know.
Well, that's what Slack does, minus the voice stuff. But that's why I was wondering if there was an interest in that because we do have a Slack channel. We have just never kicked it off officially, but we can do it right now if we want to.
All right, go ahead. We might as well.
Lockandloadgamers.slack.com.
Is that an app you have to get?
Slack app.
Slack app, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, David, Darren's bothering me.
Yeah, listen, I can't
bother him back.
Yeah.
You know how you stop internet bullying? X. You just close it out. They can't bully you.
Punch him in the teeth. No.
Yeah, but that's rude. We're not rude as Canadians.
So you'd rather be bullied.
So when you get bullied, do you say sorry?
That's a victim mentality, Dan.
That's one thing I always wanted to know about Canadians. I mean, I love Canadians. I really do. They're great people. But why is it you're always saying sorry, but then you get them on the ice? It's totally different. It's hilarious. But then after the game, they're like drinking beer. After they beat the snot out of each other on the ice, they're like hanging out, having to be, hey, man, you okay?
We do say sorry a lot.
It's like the running joke, yeah.
But I mean, it's I mean, everything is sorry. You run into sorry. Both you run into someone and both people. Sorry, man. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's like okay.
It's just like that in New York, buddy. Come on down.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
No one says anything in New York, and if you turn around and say "excuse you," it's either a big F you or it's like yeah, whatever, and you just keep going.
Forget about it.
Yeah, you just give each other nasty looks. It's like, nope.
People are so rude.
Well, there's a lot more bluntness, that's for sure. And then
tell Nurse Teresa hi for me, Al.
When I moved to Texas, it was funny because people were like,
what?
They had a, like, oh, I can't believe, the way you talk, it's a little blunt. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because I'm just like, people ask me a question, I'm like, no. And I just move on to the next thing. They're like, why you're so rude? It's like, well, that's how we talk up Northeast. It's like when you ask a question, you just say yes or no, and then you move on to the next thing. You don't ponder about it or like, no, thank you.
In Texas, they're polite, right?
They're like that area.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
So it was a little adjustment for me, but then it was adjustment for people who got to know me too. They were like, well, that's just Mo. That's just the way he is, the way he speaks, because that's how we talk up there. It's not rude. It's just the way we talk.
You can tell from what Mo comes from because he says, "Forget about it."
Forget about it. Well, I mean, it depends.
Mo used to meet and hang out at the deli in The Sopranos.
There you go. The funny thing is when we were talking, Dave and I, about different games and stuff like that, it turns out that he actually, he's from Staten Island?
Yeah, Staten Island, yeah.
Staten Island was from Central Jersey and not far from Staten Island, but it turns out that he actually, what was that company that you worked on? It was in Aberdeen.
I sold one of my first game companies out of high school after I was done high school a year or two. And then, what was it called?
I forget the name of it now, but it was at Aberdeen.
Games.
Yeah. It was on 34 in Aberdeen, I think it was.
Right. It was right
there. I was like, son of a bitch, that was 15 minutes from my house where I grew up all those years. It's like, a small world, how things work,
But we probably wouldn't have liked each other at that age.
Nah, we would have war games to play. We'd have had fun.
Yeah, that's true. I was playing it back then. All right. What else do we have, guys? Devin?
We covered the Vassal mod. We covered the Lock and Load tactical updates.
Hold on. It's still loading.
Other than how much more you want to get into the Steam, but I don't think we're up to doing a show on the Steam progress yet.
what's coming to Darcy wants to say, what's coming to Kickstarter? I can't listen to this podcast. Okay.
Unify. I can't listen to this podcast. What?
I'm not following them. Are you?
No, I'm not either.
I think he's saying, unfortunately, I can't listen to this podcast.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Okay. If it's Kickstarter, I'm not promising an order. We got the
Trial of Strength, Point Blank.
Point Blank, Blood and Fury, which is the next World of Warcraft 5 game. Those are the ones you're going to see pretty darn quick. And
possibly one or two more, depending.
Yeah, no, we have some other surprises, but I just haven't got that far yet.
Keeping it under the hat.
The one of the other things we're doing is the Space Infantry guys, if you're here still, Wayne Hansen is kind of joined our team, and thank you, Wayne, very much. And he's working with Blackwell, I guess, to make the game a little bit more new gamer friendly, in the sense that if you've never played Space Infantry, it's a little bit more daunting than if you have, especially with all those different variations in it. There's over 956 parts, guys, in that game, between cards and everything else. But they are putting together, it's not ready yet, so let me just say that for the rule there. But and this is not edited yet, so I know it says sequences, but it's supposed to be sequence of play. They already know that. But they're going to make a very detailed new player step-by-step sequence of play, not for just this, but for each mode, and to just make it a lot easier to get into the game quickly.
And Tony was asking, do we have Atlantic Storm in stock?
Oh, yes. I'm going to get my ass kicked for that one. Yes, Atlantic Storm is fully in stock. It's actually selling quite well. We have plenty of copies. You're good to go, basically.
How about the neoprene mats for it? Have you still got those in stock?
There are definitely neoprene maps in there. I don't have any. What do I? Let me just check. I don't see any images I have online. Sorry, guys. I don't know why they kicked it like that. Yeah, I don't have any images online of that. But yes, they are available. It's not necessary to play, guys. It's basically swag.
Really cool looking swag.
Yeah, it's got a gorgeous picture of a U-boat. I can't deny that.
Oh, is that the mat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was such a great idea you came up with, Dave.
It was okay. It was okay. I get a lot of them from time to time.
I remember talking to Dave about it. He's like, why? Why? That's just, no. I was like, trust me.
Well, like I said,
gone. And he was like, wow, they really sold it. I was like, I told you.
Yeah, it was the perfect audience too. I think that also didn't hurt.
Exactly.
Oh, here it goes. It's still downloading, guys. So what exactly, Maurice, give us a little information on what this slack.com is, besides something new that I don't want to learn.
It's actually very simple. It's just a chat application that you can go into. And in the Lock and Load Gamers chat, we've got a whole bunch of different channels I already created. Announcements, conventions, the general chat, introductions, LNL General, LNL, our Lock and Load Tactical, Nations at War, Opponents Want It, Random War Games, and World at War series as well. So you can talk, you can just jump in. It's almost like a mobile forum, but with like real-time chatting. So like I can, you don't have to be in there chatting real time. Someone can post a message and people can, get back to you in an hour or 2 days or whatever, but it's just a nonstop thread. So it's kind of like old IRC, if you remember that back in the day, internet relay chat, kind of like that, and it's just an easy way for people to keep in touch and get in touch, and you can ask questions and get answers because it's targeted audience. Everyone is in there is going to be it's for lock and load people, so you can go in there and just hang out and talk to people about different games and ask questions or chat or say, hey, let's play a Vassal game or whatever. So, and it's a free app.
Now, these Vassal modules, are there any modules that are wonky compared to others, or
on who built it?
There are good Vassal modules out there, and there are bad Vassal modules.
How do I know that?
You really actually won't know until you start downloading them and start digging into them. I found most of them to be pretty good representations and ports of the original game. I think there's one or two games I've kind of had, and the art style was a little bit step backwards. But for the most part, Vassal is, if you're a solitaire player and don't have the space, there was one time in my life I had 12 games on Vassal going at once.
Really?
No table space that I took up. So
there's Kevin and CEO for life. President and CEO for life, as you say, box on a lid.
Oh, man. That's it. It's a ruined the party.
Ruined the party? I thought you'd be like, oh, there's my man crush. Wow, it's definitely late. Dan's getting cranky.
It's on now.
He's going to say something about, I don't know, how's it short, Dan? Or, something like, hey, is the air thick down there? Like that,
The best thing Kevin's done, he announced the soundtrack thing, and we were announcing the songs, and Kevin jumps in and goes, hey, Dan, I guess they're all going to be short songs, right? I was wet myself. And of course, Dan comes back. I don't get it. I don't know what's so funny. What's so funny here?
It's a mini concert.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
It's a mini concert. That's it.
He's definitely punchy. I'm telling you.
Oh, man.
Taking him a few seconds to catch on. Longer than usual, I mean.
I can't wait to see Kevin. I'm going to throw up all over him.
You gotta get Kev to come to WBC, man.
When you gonna see him?
I don't know when I'm gonna see Kevin.
Kev, come to WBC and hang out with us.
That guy's he's cheap.
He's writing down short jokes right now for you. You know that, right? There.
You know what it is he probably just rather get on right now to join us and let the comedy begin.
God help us.
But there is on the creative side of things, I put a couple of new files up there for those who like using the deep dish counter trays. I have the DVG tray, but the L&L tray is the same dimensions, with the difference being that the top stays on. The for those who like to break down their counters into a little bit more organization there, I have a little tray dividers that you can make yourself. I put the template up online yesterday for that. And then I also put up, I like making tuck boxes for the hell of it. And we got the Solo Assistant tuck box here for those who want to put their cards in a little tuck box. So that way you don't have them flying all over the box. And working on one for World of War as well. This is a mock-up. It's not final yet, but it's going to look something like that. So we'll see when that gets finished.
What the new hotness that you need to do is come up with the files so people can 3D print their own dividers and such. Because that's the big hotness right now.
What's
the only thing about that though? What's that?
What's a 3D printer go for?
You can get a cheap one for about $250, $300.
Really?
Yeah, they've really come down in price. Now, if you want a high quality one, resin dipped, all that, yeah, you're still looking at $800 to $1,000. But it's
$5, and mine's a resin dip. It comes right out of the liquid pool.
How much is it?
$500, and it's
nice.
How good it is.
Now, how expensive are the materials?
Not really expensive, honestly. I mean, do you know you should talk to Nate?
Nate,
man, he built the whole U-boat from that U-boat game. He made a 3D one. Actually, Nate is the guy who gave us the file to look at for the card holder for Point Blank.
And the thing about that, though, when it comes to 3D printing anything like that for a tray, space isn't an economy here. You have to make sure you keep it as thin as possible. So cardstock works the best in that regard, because you're going to eat up more space if you want 3D. What would be better is if somebody came up with a better mold, and actually didn't waste this space over here, went all the way to the edge. And
that's not a lock and load.
That's
why you got that problem, buddy.
But it's the same as the L&L.
Slightly
but it's the same one. But I mean, the trays themselves, counter tray, to make the best counter tray today would be to go edge to edge and then put the trays in, so you can open the wells up a little bit more and utilize all that extra space on the sides, and you can make the wells a little bit wider, which would be really awesome. And Dave knows how to use Slack now.
Yeah. Yay.
Hey, at least you don't have to download it. It can be run off your web.
This way, it's 1,000 times better than Discord, everybody. Okay, because it actually worked on the first shot. Oh, here's a nice feature. Do not disturb. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. I just told Dan to wake up because he has this D&D. He has this do not disturb on Slack.
Who? I don't have a do not disturb.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. I'm looking at it right here. It says Dan Pencaldi, snooze button. So everybody get into the Slack channel and message him. So he has a bombarded. He just gets bombarded with
like he
Slack
needs
messages.
more people bullying him. Come on.
I don't even have Slack. What's
Yes,
Slack?
you do. Yes, you do. You're right here. Dan Pencaldi.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you on here too.
Something you must have signed up for a year ago and just.
I think I remember Mo talking to me about it.
Yeah, it was literally about a year ago when I initially had put this together, and then we kind of just pushed it to the side. And I was like, well, I mean, now that we got World of War out and Space Infantry, let's, get this going.
What's happening with Point Blank, man?
It's coming to Kickstarter.
Podcast for like the last hour and 20 minutes.
He did miss the first part when you talked about it.
And it's funny because when I asked the question, I saw Dave's face. It was like, and I said, "Oh, did I miss something?"
Yes, we're pretty much done. Okay, Sean is writing up some extra scenarios. Okay, he is. We came up with an idea to use a 3D card holder. Okay, that will hold the card at an angle. Okay, and it will let you use concealment. So what we did was we made a different color base for tanks, because tanks are noisy. You can hear it differently than a squad running around in the woods. And we're testing out that and seeing how well that works. But for the most part, I'm going to say Sean's pretty close to done, and you can expect to see that pretty soon on Kickstarter. You want me to write that down for you, Dan?
Slowly.
Yes, please.
Okay. Check your inbox. All right, guys, we got nothing else?
I can't think of anything. We covered everything that you and I talked about. I don't think there's anything we're forgetting.
Okay, so recap for the Kickstarter. You're looking at Contact Now coming. You're looking at Trial of Strength, second edition. You're looking at Point Blank. You're looking at Blood and Fury for World at War 85. I can miss any of those yet? Nope, I think that's the Kickstarter ones we've got. You do have games coming out on Steam. You have Lock and Load Tactical, Digital, it's called. We're going to get into that on a computer episode. Okay, and we have Nations at War You'll start off with White Storm Rising and White Storm Rising, not White Storm. Sorry, White Star Rising.
White Star. Starting to sound like
and depending upon how well those sales go, those same guys we really hope to sign to do. And this, I'm saying it first here: World at War, Storming the Gap. Okay, it is very similar. And the big thing about our computer games, okay, is they're really digital board games. We're not giving you 3D graphics with it. A1's going over the hill and you're seeing the sunset. Okay, it will have special effects. You'll see the weather coming down, but we're really using the map and the counters from the game. So whatever maps and counters you've got. So if you're playing the board game, this should be really more like just giving you an AI. And the plan is once the games are released to give you a starter kit, which will give you the base game and 1 or 2 scenarios. Okay, and they'll let you test the game out, make sure it works. Locking with Tactical Digital and Nations at War Digital are going to be both Mac and Windows. Okay, there is no official plan to make it iOS. Okay, iPad. I'm not saying we're not going to do it. It really just see if it's worth the time and effort. The other game is Victory and Glory, the American Civil War, and that is going to be just Windows. Okay. And that's being designed by Jim Wachowski. I wanted to work with this guy for years, and I'm finally getting a chance to. He's really an excellent programmer.
And there's going to be music in it, right?
I heard we have this guy. He's going to sing a cappella for us and put it on the thing. But yes.
Got him on Fiverr?
Yeah.
Because he's getting a Fiverr. High five.
Oh, you're about to get a winner. All right, gentlemen. Well, we're going to say good night. Everyone knows what to do. Start waving.
Well, that is all you have for this episode. Keep gaming and may God bless you and keep you until next time. On the air is the Lock and Low Publishing Production.
Let's see if Dan can, or if David can find the button again.
Yeah, here we go. Look at that.